Capturing Nature's Playlist. This is your last read for Show What You Know, last passage anyway. And then after we go over the answers for this, you will also be looking at another excerpt that asks you to answer some grammar questions. So let's take a look at Capturing Nature's Playlist. Interesting read, and I definitely wanted to show you that while I was reading it, of course, I annotated on the text, which I hope that you did also. These are just some of my annotations. I definitely circled some words that were new to me, like spectrogram, the very second word in the entire passage. Also, I made some notations and circled and underlined some information that I felt as though was pertinent and important to the text. And I'm just showing you what I did, paragraph by paragraph. And I have mentioned before that I read the questions before I scan them, before I actually read a text, so that I know what information to really be cognizant or aware of as I'm reading the text. So I can, in addition to circle things, underline things, and go, oh, I read that in a question, I'm gonna need to refer back to that. So I'm hoping that you did the same thing when you were annotating also as you were reading. But let's go on and take a look at question number 1 and offer some process of elimination and be able to determine what the answer is pretty clearly. What sentence states the central idea? I know the central idea is not going to need to be too specific, and that it's going to need to lend itself to being more general and discussing several things that could be addressed within the passage. A, sound can be used to study the ecology of an environment and the effects of human activities. Okay. B, the animals in a particular area leave the sounds, or when they do, the sounds of that area change as well. C, an area's landscape contributes to its overall soundscape by changing the ways in which sound travels. Ooh. So to me, it looks like A and C could be a possibility, whereas B looks like that just might be a detail within the text. And then D, Bernie Krause started a second career in sound ecology after his bandmate passed away. Well, I know for sure that's not going to be it because that's way too specific, and that's not going to give me an idea of what the entire text is about. So I know I can eliminate D right away. And B, I would probably eliminate that one right away because I feel as though that one's too specific as well. So my only possible choices, I believe, would be A or C. However, in terms of the one that would be more general, I think I would have a tendency, because this talks about just a particular landscape, where this is talking about sound in general. So to me, that one is more global. So therefore, I went, and it is the correct answer. A is the correct answer for number 27. And those are the notes that I took. I circled central idea because that's what I need to be looking for in that question for that answer. All right, so let's take a look at part B. So if A was my answer, then part B, that's telling me that's going to relate to it. So I feel pretty confident I'm going to need to find something that has to do with sound and how it can be used to study ecology. So here we go. Part B, 28. Which quotation supports that central idea? Is it A, after Paul Beaver passed away? Well, I know that's not it because that's giving me more information about Paul Beaver and his, no, so that I know I can eliminate that. I'm not even going to continue reading because I'm taking a standardized test and I need to be using my problem-solving skills and also being cognizant and aware of the time that I have for each question. There's also in the terrain, too specific. I know that's not going to be it either. So I'm going to eliminate these two. I'm going to C. But by 2009, it had shifted dramatically, too specific again. It's going to have to be D, and it's going to need to tell me more about sound and how it is used in the study of ecology in the environment and how the effects of human activities impact that. So let's take a look to ensure that I might be right. Soundscape ecology, or using the sound to study the environment, is still a new field of science, oh yeah, but many of its subjects have already vanished due to human activity. Krause estimates that more than half of the habitats he recorded over the years are now gone? Absolutely. I'm going to go with D. So therefore, the answer to number 28, most certainly, yes, has to be D. All right, let's roll on to 29. All right, this is going to give me, oh good, this is just one that I can take in context and take a look at that. It says in paragraph 2, what does the author mean by figurative language in humming along? So of course I'm going to have to go back to paragraph 2, look at it in context. Here it is. It says, it's the third sentence. By studying the science of soundscapes, he hopes to learn about how humans are affecting the environment and how we can keep it humming along like it's supposed to. All right, so humming along like nature is supposed to hum along like it is supposed to. A, do we believe that that would mean to contributing equally? B, driving forward. C, making melodies. And D, operating normally. Well, just looking at that, I would think A, or I can put away driving forward. I don't think that makes any sense. And D, making melodies. We want life to just keep going on. So I would think either A or D could be a possibility in terms of what the correct answer choice is. And if I look back into the context of the sentence again, I definitely was able to conclude that things are just going to keep rolling on as normal. So just like it does every day. So therefore, the correct answer choice would in fact be D. All right, let's take a look at number 30. Let me scroll this down for us. Oh, here's 30. Thank you for being patient. It says, which quotation represents the author's viewpoint on the role humans play in sound ecology? And I know for sure, I need to note the fact that we're talking about the viewpoint humans play in their role. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in my quotation. All right, so what is going to support that? The dew that settles on the ground and leaves at night helps. Okay, we're not talking about humans here. Just like the voices of humans, singing in the shower. But does this represent the author on the role humans play in sound ecology? No, he made a comparison there. He gave us a simile. Let's look at B. So I don't believe A is going to be the answer. If our roads, airplanes, or jackhammers drown out the natural soundscape of an ecosystem, how are other living things affected? Nope. It doesn't. That's talking about things. They're not talking about people there and how they affect sound. So I don't believe B is going to be the answer choice. C. These samples have been used by museums and filmmakers and make up natural sound albums that cross. We're not even talking about humans here and the role that they play in sound ecology. So let's look at D. If humans can learn to be better listeners, we may be able to protect what's left. Wow. If that doesn't stick out to you, because that certainly sticks out to me. What a powerful statement. And so therefore, I definitely was able to conclude that this is the role that he believes humans play in sound ecology. The answer is D. And I even wrote in my notes, wow, what a statement. That is powerful. There is a lot of truth to that, isn't that? If we can learn to be better listeners, we may be able to better protect what's left. Whew, that could relate to so many things. Well, let's take a look at number 31. Oh, good. This is another one that we can figure out what the word means in terms of in context. What is the meaning of the word unraveled? There it is, unraveled, as it is used in paragraph 4. You are to go to paragraph 4 and let's take it in context. Bam. I underlined it. I even pointed to the word unraveled. I realized even then that wild sound might contain huge stores of valuable information just waiting to be unraveled. Okay, valuable information waiting to be unraveled. Makes me think of like sewing and you have to unravel it or unravel like a piece of material in order to get it undone. Those are things I'm thinking about, my personal experience. So, things come unraveled. Would it be decreased, undone, outdone, revealed, or settled? Well, I know for sure, just in my knowledge of words, that it doesn't make sense to me that it would be decreased. If it's unraveling, it's coming apart. Outdone? Possibly. That it would be revealed or settled. Not settled. I think my possibilities here would be either outdone or revealed, because settled means nothing's coming undone. So if I look back at paragraph 4, I'm going to look at this one more time because sometimes that has to happen. I realized even then that wild sound might contain huge stores of valuable information just waiting to be unraveled. Unraveled. And I concluded that that would mean waiting to be revealed when you were able to analyze those individual sounds. So therefore the answer is C. Let's look at our last question here that has to do with this passage. And again, yay, we're finding out what this word means in the context of the passage. So it says, what is the meaning of the word filtering as it is used in paragraph 7? So I'm going to go to paragraph 7. There we go. And I'm going to read this and look at it in context. Instead of focusing on one sound at a time and filtering out the rest as he'd done when creating sound effects for movies. Filtering. So I know what a filter is, and I know what it does just in basic spirit, thinking about my air conditioning filters or filters in my car. So our filters in my classroom, even I have those. So would it be arranging things, clarifying things, purifying things, or removing things? Ooh. So I don't think arranging is correct, because a filter doesn't arrange anything. It's there to actually do a job at my house or my air conditioning unit. Let's see, clarifying, no, I'm gonna eliminate these two right away because it's not clarifying anything if I'm actually thinking about filtering things. Purifying, might be, or removing. Well, filters are not there to purify the air. They are there to remove dust and particles. So therefore, in the context of the sentence that I read it in, I concluded, of course, D was the correct answer. It would be removing. So those are the correct answers and my thought processes, my think alouds for the passage Capturing Nature's Playlist.